Day 673 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 1844. Replace all digits with characters. The difficulty level is easy, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given a zero index string S that has lowercase English letters in its even indices and digits in its odd indices. You must perform an operation shift of C and X where C is a character and X is a digit that returns the X character after C. For example, shift A5 is equal to F and shift X0 is equal to X. For every odd index I, you want to replace the digits of I with the result of shifts of S of I minus 1 and S of I operation. Return S after replacing all digits. It is guaranteed that shift S of I minus 1 and S of I will never exceed Z. Note that shift of CX is not a preloaded function, but an operation to be implemented as part of the solution. All right, y'all, so that sounds simple enough, but let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So, in example 1, we have our input S equals a string A1, C1, E1. The output is A, B, C, D, E, F. Explanation says the digits are replaced as follows. Now, hold on, let me copy and paste this over here, though, so y'all can get a better visual representation of how this works. Boom, so let's see, it says the digits are replaced as follows. So S of 1, which is this one right here, which means we're going to shift A1, which is equal to B. So let's go ahead back up here so we can see exactly what's going on, right? So we have S of 1. Boom. So that means we're going to shift A and 1 because it says we're going to shift S of I minus 1. So if S of S1, right? S1 is index 1, right? Which is the 1. S of I minus 1 would be this A. Boom. So that means we're going to shift A and 1, right? These right here. Boom. After that, that's going to equal B because it says right here, we're going to replace the digit S of I with the result of the shift operation. So S of I in this case is 1, S of 1. Boom. So we're going to replace this 1 with the result of the shift operation, right? So when the shift operation is just, where does it say where C for? So where C is a character and X is a digit, it returns the X character after the digit. So in this case, one character after A, right? Boom. Oh, excuse me, returns the X character after C. Sorry. So one character after A, this is 1. That's where this 1 comes from. So one character after A is B. Boom. So we're going to replace S of 1, which is index 1, with B. So we're going to replace this with B. Boom. Then we're gonna do S of 3. Boom. So S of 3, this is this one right here. So S of 3 minus 1 is gonna be S of 2, which is this C. So that's gonna be C and 1, right? Because remember, we're doing S of I minus 1 and S of I, right? So that's, now we're gonna shift C and 1. So one letter after C is D. Boom. So we're going to change this 1 because remember, we're looking at S of 3. So we're going to change S of 3, which is this 1, to D. Boom. So we can change this to D. Boom. Because remember, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is S of 3 right here. Boom. Now we're on S of 5, which is this right here. S of 5, which would be I minus 1 would be this E. Boom. So we're going to shift this E and this 1. One letter after E is F. So we could change this 1 to an F. And then this is the resulting string right here. Boom. And that's how we got it. A, B, C, D, E, F. Boom. Now, just in case that didn't make sense, y'all, we're going to keep going and we're going to take a look at example 2. Example 2 is a little bit more tricky because this time we're going to shift more than one character. We're not shifting just one character. It's not going to be just the next letter in the alphabet. So in example 2, we have our input S equals A1, B2, C3, D4, and E. The output is A, B, B, D, C, F, D, H, E. Boom. explanation says the digits are replaced as follows. So before we get to that, let me copy and paste this here. Boom. So S of 1, we're going to start with S of 1. That's this one right here. S of 1, A1, shift A, and we're going to shift to the next letter by 1, which would be B. So we can change this to B. That's how this becomes a B right here. Boom. Now we're S of 3. S of 3 would be this 2, right? So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. Boom. So now we're on this 2. This 2 and this B, right? Because once again, it's going to be I minus 1 and I, right? So it's going to be I, if 2 is I minus 1 would be this B, boom. And so it'd be, this would be I minus 1, this would be I. So now we're looking at B2, boom. That's this right here. We're going to shift B2. So 2 characters, when we shift B2, 2 characters from B is D, right? Because it goes B, C, D, right? So D is, when we shift by 2, we're going to land on D. Boom. So we can change this 2 to a D. Boom. Now we are on S of 5. S of 5 is this 3. So this C, this 3 and this C, or this C3 right here. So we're going to take this 3. We're going to shift C3, which means we're going to turn this 3 right here should be 3 letters after C, right? So 3 letters after C would be D, E, F. Boom. So we land on F. So we're going to change this 3 to an F. Boom. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. Now we are on S of 7, which is D and 4, right? That's this right here. This D and 4, we're going to shift D4. So we're going to go for D. 4 letters after D would be E, F, G, H. We land on H. That's where this H comes from. So we could turn this 4 to an H. Boom. And that should be our final output. Let's copy and paste this just to make sure they line up, but they should be the same. And boom, y'all, look at that. So yeah, that's how the question works. And now that we understand how the question works, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Solution is not that difficult at all. Now, first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this right here. Boom. Now, the second thing we want to do is we're going to we want to create our results string that we will build and return. So we want to create this. This is a string. We need to create this string. So we're just going to come right here. We could just declare a variable. We could just call it A, and we could set that equal to a blank string like that. Boom. Now we need to store the ASCII value of the most recent letter encountered. This is used to shift the letter when a digit appears. So we're going to declare a variable called P. We're going to say colon. We're going to say UINT. And we'll set that equal to UINT8. Sorry, y'all. And then we'll set that equal to 0. Boom. Then we're going to iterate through every character in the input string by saying for CNS, we're going to open up the brackets. And if the character is a letter, we handle that. We're going to say if C.is letter, we'll open up the brackets, and we're going to append the letter directly to the resulting string. So we're going to say A.append, open up the parentheses, pass in C, and we're going to store the ASCII value of this letter, and this will be used if the next character is a digit. So we'll come underneath this, and we'll say P equals C dot ASCII value, and put the exclamation point. Boom. Then we'll come right here, and we'll say else. We'll open up the brackets, and if the character is a digit, we're going to convert the digit character to its numeric value. And we're going to add that value to the ASCII value of the previous letter and convert the new ASCII value back into a character. So we're going to say A.append, open up the parentheses, pass in character, open up some more parentheses. We're going to say Unicode dot scalar, open up some more parentheses, and we're going to say INT 8, then we're going to open up some parentheses, and we'll say C dot whole number value. And we're going to put the exclamation point. Then we're going to come outside of that and we're going to say plus P. Boom. Then finally, last but not least, we just need to return the constructed result string by coming down here, and we just need to say return A, like we created up here. Boom. So let's go ahead and append it. I mean, not append it, submit it. Let's see if it's accepted, or run it. Sorry, let's make sure we run it first. Now let's submit it. Boom, it's accepted. So let's make sure it's still accepted after we submit it, because we all know how LeetCode can be. And look at that, y'all. 1 milliseconds beats a dash % of users. Don't know what that dash means, but I'll take it, y'all. So with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.